Get the inside line on who's fast and who's last before setting your NASCAR fantasy race lineup this weekend. This is the Inside Line, presented by Hercules Tires. Now, here are your fantasy pros, Robbie Mays and Tyler Burnett.
Welcome to a Daytona 500 edition of the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show presented by Hercules Tires. I'm Tyler Burnett. This is Robbie Mays. Robbie, our first show of the year. Where are we?
We are at the ISC Archives and Research Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. This was the NASCAR Hall of Fame before there was a NASCAR Hall of Fame. And we'll show you some B-roll later on about all the cool stuff they have in here. But right now we're sitting right in front of the 1961 Marvin Panch Daytona 500 winner, built by Smokey Yunick, who lived here in Daytona Beach.
Wow, that's impressive. There's a ton of stuff back here. Donnie Allison, Cale Yarborough's 1979 cars that wrecked that were awesome.
Yep, Mario Andretti's 67 cars here, so
it's
a lot of stuff.
It's an impressive deal. But we're here to talk about fantasy racing, a brand new NASCAR Fantasy Live game coming at you in 2018. Already, we have a poll winner. That's Alex Bowman. And we're going to boast a little bit. We both picked Alex Bowman to get the 5 bonus points on NASCAR Fantasy Live, so hopefully you followed along with our tweets this week.
And we're already ahead of Rich Colbreth because he didn't know you could do that. And
he picked it, but he picked Chase Elliott.
Oh.
And he also said that his daughter said he was cute. That's why he picked him.
That's a good reason.
Well,
Sure.
It could have been that he had 2 polls in a row.
Well, that could have something to do with it. But
anyways.
again, the 88 car had 2 poles on plate tracks last year with Dale Jr. here in July and at Talladega in October.
Fanboy goes again. We're going to talk a lot about the new NASCAR Fantasy Live game throughout the entire show. Stephen Young from Rotor Grinders is going to join us. He is actually based here 20 minutes from the Daytona International Speedway. It's going to be great to have him on the show. We're going to play Sideswipe.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We got that game. We're also going to potentially get hit by a rock. Well, I am potentially going to get hit by a rock. So that's all coming your way on this edition of the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show, live from ISC Racing Archives and Research Center.
Chris Crockett here with one of the heads of our Toyota racing family, Martin Truex Jr.
Doing great, Chris. Thanks for asking.
I hadn't asked, but was about to.
Great second question, Chris. Car feels great, and no pressure because of last year's results.
How do you
know what you're about to ask?
Yeah, you're
blowing your mind? Relax, Chris. Being out in the lead is what I do best.
That is
amazing. I know.
NASCAR and Toyota Racing. With a family like this, who knows the places we'll go this season? Learn more at toyotaracing.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
Calling all admirers of the King.
For Richard Petty, the STP Pontiac.
We have the place for you. Celebrate the life and career of NASCAR's all-time win leader, Richard Petty.
The hat came about in the late 70s.
From the legend behind the King's famous crown to thrills and spills that the Hall of Famer had over the years.
Petty is slamming into the wall.
It's Richard Petty's Road to Royalty, and it's available for free to download on iTunes and MRN.com right now.
MRN.com, your online destination for all things NASCAR. Looking for the latest NASCAR news? MRN.com. NASCAR stats for fantasy racing? MRN.com. Opinion pieces from award-winning motorsports riders? MRN.com. Race schedules, series standings, and photos? MRN.com. Live race streaming and audio and video podcasts that you can't miss? MRN.com. Stay up to date with all things NASCAR. MRN.com.
Like 'em or strike 'em, the Inside Line goes in for another Sideswipe. Here's Robbie Mays and Tyler Burnett.
Just like last year, Sideswipe returns in 2018. Robbie Mays, are you excited for another year of Sideswipe the home game?
I've had success with Sideswipe the home game the last couple of months.
He's got a girlfriend is what he's saying. So all of those apps are off of his phone.
They're deleted finally. Yes.
He's blushing. We're going to play some Sideswipe. 6 drivers, 3 each. We're going to tell you who should be on your fantasy team this week in the Daytona 500. Robbie, what's our first one?
Okay, first one is I'm guessing this is number 11 of Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin, is that yours or mine?
I'll let you have it.
Okay, that's mine.
Good, because I don't
He's going to be my stage 1 winner. I'm telling you that right now. He starts on the outside front row next to Alex Bowman, who won the pole. So he's going to be my stage 1 winner. I'm not sure if I'm going to put him on my fantasy team. I think there are stronger contenders. I think that the Toyotas might be a little down this week. I think Chevys are strong, hence Alex Bowman winning the pole.
Yep.
Jimmy Johnson ran well in the Clash before he wrecked. I think the Chevys are strong. I think the Penske's might have the best cars this weekend. They were up front all day long in the Clash. Brad Keselowski, of course, won the race, but he and Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney led most of the laps. So I'm taking, I think Denny Hamlin is probably going to be behind some of those guys, so I'm going to swipe no on Denny Hamlin, but he is my Stage 1 winner.
Okay. All right, next driver is engine number 9, Chase Elliott. So that'll be mine, right?
Yes,
yeah.
let's see. I got confused there. I thought that was William Byron, but that is Chase Elliott.
It's Chase Elliott, yeah. I know. I confuse myself a lot. I like Chase Elliott. I will say this about Chase Elliott. In the last 2 years when he started on the pole, I put a lot of stock in him, and unfortunately it did not pay off. But year 3, full-time in the Cup Series, I think he has a lot of pressure on himself to try to finally get a win, and no win would be bigger than winning Sunday's Daytona 500, but I just don't think, I don't know about Chase Elliott. I'm going to swipe no on Chase Elliott just to be safe. For some reason, I just don't feel comfortable picking him right now.
I'm with you. I think he can't finish races.
That way.
Yeah, you got to swipe that.
Sorry.
I don't think Chase can finish races. He's going to prove me wrong, probably. He's probably going to win the Daytona 500. He's got a great car.
Yeah.
He potentially, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I think he's probably one of the favorites to win the Daytona 500. He just hasn't proved to me that he can win races. So that's why I'm not putting Chase Elliott on my team, probably.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Next up is 88, Alex Bowman.
Alex Bowman. We're going to talk a little bit about this more with Stephen Young in the next segment. I'm just going to swipe no on Alex Bowman right now. I don't think I think he could potentially get you a top 10, but I don't. He's got the car to get you a top 5 or potentially win the race. I just don't think he's experienced enough to win the Daytona 500. I don't think he's going to be patient enough. I think he's going to be probably important to keep an allocation because I think he's going to have a strong year. So I think I would keep on hold on to Alex Bowman, so I'm going to swipe no.
All right. I agree. No, actually, I don't agree. I think he's going to be a great driver, but I don't want you to yell at me anymore. My next driver is number 2, Brad Keselowski. Won the Clash on Sunday afternoon. Ford has been dominant on plate tracks the last year or so. Brad's won the Coke 0400 here before. Got his first Speed Weeks win on last Sunday afternoon. I like Brad. I like what that team is doing right now. I feel like they may not have been one of the best drivers on the intermediates or short tracks last year, but they were strong every time we went to a plate track. Ford won all 4 races on the plate tracks last year, Tyler. I think you got to think that Brad Keselowski is going to be a good choice on Sunday, so I'm swiping right on Brad.
I just have a feeling that this might be Brad Keselowski's year to win the 500.
I do too.
2016, Denny Hamlin won the Clash in dominating fashion. Brad Keselowski this year won the Clash in dominating fashion. I think that this is the year that Brad Keselowski wins the Daytona 500. I don't know. That might not be my pick at the end of the show by then, but I just have that feeling for some reason.
Okay. All right. Next up is Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch. Well, we're about to get a little prelude into what Stephen Young thinks in the next segment on Kyle Busch. I'm going to swipe no on Kyle Busch just quickly off the bat. Like I said, Toyota's behind. If you want to go with a Toyota, I think Denny Hamlin's a better option. I think Martin Truex Jr. is probably a better option than Kyle Busch. Just for some reason, every time we come here, Kyle Busch wrecks. Doesn't it seem that way?
He does. He leads a lot of laps, and it used to be.
No one cares about leading laps anymore.
Exactly. It used to be if you did lead a lot of laps, that was a good thing. But he doesn't. We don't have that anymore. So
he'll prove me wrong, just like Chase will. But I'm no on Kyle Busch.
I would not pick Kyle Busch either. Oh, we agree. How about that?
I don't like this already.
Turning over a new leaf in 2018.
Yeah,
show
one.
Last driver. Okay, this is fixed. Austin Dillon.
You are a fanboy.
Number 3. This is fixed. I'm swiping no on Austin Dillon. I just don't think there are other options out there. You know, you've got your allocation of drivers this year. I just don't think Austin Dillon, even with that, I don't think Austin Dillon's going to be a good choice this weekend. That being said, he had a fast car in the Clash on Sunday afternoon, spent a lot of laps near the front of the field. But just at the end of the day, he wasn't there. So I think the Camaros are going to be really good on Sunday afternoon. But I'm going to swipe no on Austin Dillon.
I kind of disagree with you on Austin Dillon. I think he might be a solid top 10 for you. I think if you're going to allocate, I think this is the racetrack to use Austin Dillon. I think because I'm not sure if they're ready to run well on mile-and-a-half racetracks when we go to Atlanta next week. I'm not sure if they're going to be up for it at Las Vegas or Phoenix. So if you're going to use Austin Dillon this year, I think you do use it at Daytona. I think you use it at Talladega.
Well, let me tell you, if there was a 1 after that 3, Ryan Newman, I probably would have picked Ryan Newman.
Seriously?
I think so.
No, I'm on the Austin Dillon train. We're going to introduce a new segment this year on the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show because he is upset that I have a game show at the end, Under the Rock, which I will tell you right now, I did not come up with the Under the Rock segment. They came up with it because they wanted to throw a rock at me all the time.
Yeah.
But this new segment, here we go. What's it called?
Grinds my gears.
Grinds my gears. What grinds Robbie Mays' gears?
And
here we go.
We fully stole this from Family Guy, but whatever. You know what really grinds my gears? This whole engine rule, okay? So the deal is here at Daytona, if you blow your engine at any point before the Daytona 500, you go to the back. I get that. We've been doing that for years. The thing I don't like is you also have to go to the back for Atlanta next week. I think we're getting a little too complicated with some of these rules.
Goodness.
For me, I don't like that, and that's what really grinds my gears.
Also, out of all the rule,
also when I can't find the droids I'm looking for.
Out of all the rule changes, that is what grinds your gears the most?
Okay, you know what else really grinds my gears? So all the crew members now have to be fully accounted for every week. So if you go up and down the garage area, they have these little patches on their arms that literally designates which crew member they are. I think that's getting a little too cute.
How is it affecting you? How is either one of those affecting you?
They grind my gears.
Whatever. We're going to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to Stephen Young from Rotor Grinders.
If we're not canceled in the next 90 seconds.
Here at the ISC Archives and Research Center. Don't go anywhere.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice, Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
It's Rob Tanner, host of America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA. Join us every weekend as we get you set for NASCAR racing with 2 hours of the hottest hits in country music. The Motor Racing Network's Woody Kane is here with NASCAR news, and MRN pit reporter Steve Post stops by to talk a little racing. We'll have features and highlights you can't get anywhere else, so be here each weekend for NASCAR USA on the Motor Racing Network.
On the racetrack, you can only go as far as your engine can take you. It's the same on the highway. Making a run with a Detroit engine under the hood gives you the industry-leading fuel economy, reliability, and durability your business needs. The Detroit DD13, DD15, and DD16 engine solutions are specifically engineered to make a run as profitable as possible. Don't just want better business solutions, demand them. Learn more at demanddetroit.com.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Now, back to the Inside Lines dynamic duo. Here's Fat Man and Robbie.
Welcome back to the ISC Archive and Research Center. We're now joined by Rotor Grinders' Stephen Young. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Ready for the race this weekend, back at Daytona. And Clash was fun.
It was.
Ready for the 500.
Yeah, me too.
You've never been to this place, have you? You live around here.
I live around here. I've been here my whole life, and I've never been to this place. It's awesome. Awesome.
Me neither. There's just a lot of old stuff in here, but it's cool.
We're actually standing in front of Marvin Pinch's car that he won the Daytona 500 with.
Yeah, Ty Dillon's Darlington car last year.
Exactly that, too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's talk a little NASCAR fantasy. Brand new rules for the NASCAR Fantasy Live. I see you shaking your head, but we've talked about them already at the beginning of the show. But what's your impressions of the new rules?
It's different than the daily game on DraftKings, so I like that. You know, being able to play a different game is something that I like. Not having to worry about who's going to go from the back to the front. The new game is who's going to finish up front, you know, and that makes, you know, our job a little bit easier, and it makes it a little bit easier and more fun for the guys that are playing the game as well. So I like it. I like that they changed it up. I think that maybe we'll see another change for maybe the playoffs, because I think this might actually be a little too easy. But, you know, for the most part, I like the fact that they changed it up.
10 times you can pick a driver during the regular season. Is that too many times, or is that too few times?
Yeah. for 26 races, it's too many, right? Like if they were going to do it for 8, probably solid, but 10, it just seems like it's too much. And, you know, we're coming to Daytona, and it's not even like we have to focus on like Brendan Gaughan or anybody because, you know, it doesn't matter. We have 10 races of Kyle Busch or Martin Truex Jr., so, you know, you don't really have to worry about, you know, saving guys. So I agree. I think the 10's too much.
Yeah, and the biggest problem with that is Yahoo.com is kind of what the league is based off of. It shut down. Well, they had 9 allocated drivers for 36 races, where now you're going to get 10 for 26. It's a lot. You're going to be able to play Truex and Kyle Busch and anybody you want really on every mile-and-a-half racetrack. So, but let's start with Daytona. Biggest challenge every year for me. I'm horrible at restrictor plate racing.
You're horrible everywhere.
Yeah. I probably, you know, lose all my points at plate races. Let's be honest. What would be your strategy this year going into, say, NASCAR Fantasy Live?
Yeah, so it's changed so much this year, you know, with the new scoring and stuff. I want guys that are going to finish up front, and looking at average finishes and driver rating and running positions, you know, we see that Denny Hamlin, shockingly enough, Michael McDowell, Brendan Gaughan, Clint Boyer, these guys stay out of trouble. Right. And, you know, you want to be there at the end. That's all it is at the super speedway. Now, with the stage points being there and getting points for that, you know, it helps, but if your guy wrecks, you know, you're only going to get 5-6 points for him finishing towards the back. So I want guys that are going to be there. I'm not necessarily looking at where we'll go to Atlanta next week and we'll be looking at, hey, we need guys that are going to win stage points because they're going to finish up front anyway. So I think at the super speedways, we're just focusing on guys that are going to be there at the end. And Paul Menard, Clint Boyer, those guys just stay out of trouble.
Definitely.
Alex Bowman on the pole for Sunday's race. What do you think about it? I'm going to go on record.
Fanboy.
I think I like this idea that Alex Bowman could be up there at the front of the race, but you're just shaking your head.
Yeah, not for me. Like, I think Bowman does really well this year. I just don't see him starting off well here. Doesn't have a lot of experience in this, you know, series, and then you go to Daytona, and like inexperience at Daytona always runs into issues. So I like the guy that's starting on the outside a lot more. Like if I'm going to play somebody for stage points, Denny Hamlin. Kevin Harvick actually has the most stage points last year at Daytona. So if you want to try to get some extra points, I think that's where I'm going. But Bowman, you know, wouldn't shock me if he tops 10, but I think there's going to be, you know, the probability is probably less than 35%.
No, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bowman get a top 10 this week, but I don't see him winning it or maybe even finishing the top 5.
Maybe we get some more details close to the race. Maybe Saturday we'll hear like you know, if he drops back a little bit, he'll just ride towards the back and get the feel of the car. I like him a lot more if that happens because then, you know, he's not necessarily going to get caught up in one of the wrecks that are going to happen early.
Yeah, one of the coolest things added to this new NASCAR Fantasy Live format. You mentioned Denny Hamlin's going to start on the front row with Alex Bowman. Stage winner number 1, bonus points. Don't you think Denny Hamlin? I mean, we know fanboy over here likes Alex Bowman. But I think, I mean, you have to pick a stage winner for 1 and 2. You also have to pick the same thing last year, a winner of the race and a manufacturer. And, of course, all 3 of us standing up here already have Alex Bowman as our bonus for the pole winner because we knew he was the fastest car.
5 bonus points already. I like that.
So a fun fact, Toyota's only won 1 Daytona 500. So I think if you're wanting to go manufacturer, you look at Chevy or Ford. Because the odds are in your favor if you're not taking Toyota. So, you know, it's interesting. I think Hamlin has a good chance to win stages. Harvick, Keselowski, those Fords are going to move up front. They're going to be there at the end.
Well, you look at last year, Ford won all 4 plate races. They won the the Clash on Sunday with Brad Keselowski driving a Ford. So, and they're just the dominant car right now on the plate tracks. Doug Yates has a great engine program, and that's helping them win races.
They look great during the Clash. We're going to have the same type of weather for the 500. Don't expect anything but them hooking up and, you know, trying to create a Ford train.
Yeah, I could see Penske running up front all day long and potential stage winners that we already talked about that before the show. Before we let you go, you got to tell us about your NASCAR package. A lot of success last year on Rotor Grinders and going at it again this year, aren't you?
Yeah, if you play DraftKings, it's more focused for DraftKings. You know, I love reading your guys' stuff, watching your show for the Fantasy Live stuff because, you know, you guys are really focused on that. I focus on DraftKings and the fantasy daily game. So, you know, I do that over there at Rotor Grinders and, you know, come join me. It's awesome.
It'd be great. Winner right now. Who wins the Daytona 500?
Winner right now, I'm going with my dude, Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
All right.
Kyle Busch.
Okay.
After I just said a Toyota win.
I did not expect that. I really did not.
After I just said Toyota,
Yeah.
he just had some bad luck at these plate races,
Sure.
and it's bound to change eventually.
Yeah.
Wow. Stephen Young, everyone, thank you for joining us, man, here at the cool Racing
this place is
Archives
awesome.
at ISC. We'll be
Don't
back.
Don't touch that.
Shortly, yeah, no. We'll be back shortly. We'll play Under a Rock, and I'll try to guess something.
Chris Crockett, straight from victory lane to congratulate the Toyota racing family, mechanics, extremely sunburned guy, and you, Mrs. Lippincott. Your support helped Martin Truex Jr. bring the championship home. Kyle Busch won Toyota's 100th race. Screaming fan who lost her voice, that victory is yours too. And Eric Jones, Rookie of the Year, joins Daniel Suarez and Denny Hamlin on the team. NASCAR and Toyota Racing. With a family like this, who knows the places we'll go this season? Learn more at ToyotaRacing.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
Mayhem, a state of havoc, pandemonium, bedlam, or madness.
He and Keselowski tangle. Kurt Busch slams the inside wall. Then he goes up the racetrack, and here comes Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch, oh, Elliott spin!
Mayhem, what happens at Martinsville. Tickets are on sale now for the STP 500 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race on March 25th. Call 877-RACE-TICKS or visit martinsvillespeedway.com to purchase yours. Martinsville Speedway, the half mile of mayhem. MRN's Throwback Thursday, the greatest races in NASCAR history.
Richard Petty comes to the outside of Benny Parsons, and ladies and gentlemen, it will be Richard Petty victorious in the STP Dodge.
Listen Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on MRN.com or the MRN app.
Dale Earnhardt has won the Daytona 500.
On demand in the MRN.com Media Center or on iTunes and Google Play.
Jeff Gordon wins the Southern 500 and the Winston Noble $5 million bonus.
Throwback Thursday on MRN.com.
Do you live your life up under a rock? Or are you Tyler Burnett?
Welcome back to the Inside Line Fantasy Racing Show presented by Hercules Tires. And yes, it is our favorite time of the week. It is back for another year. I've really missed this in the offseason.
I haven't. Let's
I really
go.
have.
Let's go.
Okay. This week it is a photograph. You have to tell us who this person is. So let's cue it up and let's play Under a Rock or Tyler.
What?
Who is that person?
Oh, I think I actually know this one. I really think I do. It's this. This is an Olympian, correct?
I'm not.
This is Ryan Lochte.
Ah.
Yes. Yes. Woo! Didn't he get in a lot of trouble recently?
Something, I don't know.
Ryan Lochte. Yeah, you're not going to mess with sports here. That'll never happen. Sorry. 1-0 on Under the Rock this year. T-Burn is the leader. All
you
right,
know what? Under Rock is canceled. We're not doing that anymore.
No, we're not.
We're not doing it if
I
you
want
get
to
it
keep
right.
winning.
We're not doing it if you
All
get it
right, let's get to our picks. Rango Fowler has messaged in his picks from Charlotte. He apparently is alive again after we cooked them.
I thought we fried them up and dipped them in barbecue sauce in November.
His picks, let's go through them here real quick. No, that's not Ryan Blaney anymore. That's Paul Menard.
Wow.
Paul Menard, Ryan Newman. Eric Almirola, I almost said Danica Patrick. Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano. His garage driver is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He already won the pole with Alex Bowman, so did we. Stage 1, Chase Elliott. Stage 2, Martin Truex Jr. His winner is Brad Keselowski, and Ford is his manufacturer. You like it?
That's a lot of picks.
I like the picks.
Yeah.
I really do. I think he's been watching my Twitter all week.
Yeah.
Who do you got? Who do you like this week?
So my winner this week, and again, I don't want anybody to think that I'm copying the chicken.
Oh my goodness.
I talked about this on Motorsports Monday on Monday afternoon here on MRN.com. I like Brad Keselowski to win this weekend. I think he's got a lot riding for him right now. He's got a fast car. That team right now is firing on all cylinders. I like Brad Keselowski.
Didn't I just say that in the last segment?
I said it on Monday. In Motorsports Monday. Perhaps you've heard of it.
All right, I'm going to tell you who's going to win the Daytona 500.
Okay.
I liked Brad Keselowski a lot. I think Paul Menard wins the Daytona 500.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
The best average finish at plate tracks last year. He's in a Ford. He's with the Wood Brothers. I think it's time that Paul Menard is going to win the Daytona 500. I'm telling you right now, it comes off the tongue. It sounds perfect.
Is that your winner or is that your sleeper pick?
That's my pick. To win. What's your sleeper pick?
I like Brian Blaney.
That's not a sleeper pick. Are you kidding me?
it's my sleeper pick.
My sleeper pick's Brendan Gaughan.
Okay.
62.
All right.
All right, and Stephen Young liked the 18.
Yes, Kyle Busch.
His winner was Kyle Busch. All right, final thoughts before we wrap this thing up.
It's hard to believe that another season of NASCAR is here. The 60th Daytona 500 on Sunday afternoon. This is, what, the 6th year of the Inside Line fantasy racing show. So if you've been there from the beginning it was Rich Colbreth and me, 6 years ago. Now it's me and this knucklehead. Thanks for coming back. Our league is the most popular on NASCAR.com. Thank you to those who have signed up. I think you're going to see a lot of fun things in fantasy racing this year, and I'm thrilled that we can be part of that.
Stay tuned. The truck race coming up tonight. Xfinity race on Saturday, which is tomorrow. And, of course, Sunday is the Daytona 500. All right, we'll come back next week. We'll talk about Atlanta picks. Good luck this week in the Daytona 500.